What are you doing out here?
Hey, the judge asked me to wait outside.
Why?
I don't know, it was getting kind of crazy in there. My dad was just about to make a statement.
By dad, you mean...
Ross. And then Todd came running in with your brother, Greg.
Greg's here?
Yeah, and that's when the judge asked me to leave. But hey, I mean, why should I stay? It's only my life they're deciding. God, I just wish I knew what was going on.
Look, the way I see it, you have nothing to worry about. My brother's in there straightening everything out.
Dr. Evans, do you know Mrs. Manning's last wishes?
Yes, Your Honor. Taya made it perfectly clear to me that she wanted Ross Rayburn to raise...
No, wait a minute. That's a lie. Your Honor, he's lying. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Todd.
No, wait a minute. This son of a bitch knows that Taya wanted Dana to be with me. Everyone knows that.
Mr. Manning, sit down and be quiet or I'll remove you from this courtroom.
Okay. Would you ask him why he's changed his story?
Mr. Manning, Dr. Evans is your witness, correct?
Well, yes, that's correct, but he was...
Then let's hear what he has to say. Dr. Evans, can you recount for us exactly what the late Mrs. Manning's wishes were regarding her daughter?
I believe I already have, Your Honor.
Is there any possibility that you were mistaken about her intentions?
No. No, there's no mistake.
Your mom told Greg she wanted to see you and Todd before she died, right? Once Greg says that to the judge, case closed.
You think that'll be enough?
Yeah. If she was gonna give you to Ross, wouldn't she have wanted you with him? It doesn't make sense.
No, I just want this to be over. I'm so sick of everyone fighting and wondering where I'm gonna be. I want to know what's gonna happen to me.
What do you want to happen to you? Dani, you've been dodging this question from the get-go. Forget the judge, forget everyone else, and just be real for a second. Which father do you want to live with?
The night she died, Taya told me in no uncertain terms that she wanted Ross Rayburn to raise Danielle. She said she even put it into her will.
If this is true, why didn't you tell Mr. Manning or anyone else before now?
Well, I tried. I even went to Mr. Manning to break the news to him.
You told me that Taya wanted to see me before she died. You even tried to tell me that you felt guilty about having not told us when we were there.
That was a lie. After seeing how much Todd loved his daughter and the pain that he was going through because of the loss of his wife, I couldn't tell him the truth. So instead, I told him what I felt he needed to hear.
Your Honor, if I may. Dr. Evans, if you knew Mrs. Manning stipulated this in her will, why lie about it? You must have known that once the will was in probate, Mr. Rayburn would come for his daughter.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Rayburn was still a wanted man. I had no idea he was actually going to show up with the will in his hand. But now that he has, I have no choice but to tell the truth.
Your Honor, if he's just admitted to lying before, how do we know he's telling the truth now?
Your Honor, Dr. Evans is my late ex-wife's physician. He has nothing to gain by lying here.
I'm not so sure about that.
Mr. Manning?
The will has been authenticated. Everything he's testifying to only backs up what's in there.
I didn't answer the question because it's not that simple. Destiny, I grew up on the ocean with my dad. We'd swim and surf every day. He taught me how to dive off a cliff so that when I cut the water, I'd barely make a splash. And when we'd fall asleep on the hammock, he'd carry me to bed. That little girl, that's who I am.
That's who you used to be. But maybe that's not who you are now. Look, I don't want to push you either way. But who you are now, that's up to you.
I'm inclined to agree with Mr. Rayburn about Dr. Evans' objectivity. He appears to have no motive to lie about Ms.
I
Manning's
don't care. There's no way Taya would have said that. If she did, she was out of her mind. Your Honor, she knew better than anyone Dani belongs with me.
You're right, everything's changed. It's like I said in the court. I care about them both, and I don't want to hurt Ross.
You keep humming that same tune over and over again. I care about both of them, but I don't want to hurt Ross. What do you really want?
Deep inside, I believe that my mom wanted me with Todd. So deep inside, I want to stay with Todd.
The day we got married, there was a moment when Taya couldn't recognize me because she was delirious.
Mr. Manning, I have been easy on you up till now, but I will not tolerate any more of these interruptions.
Your Honor, my client has a valid point. Was Mrs. Manning even in her right mind when she said that her daughter Danielle belonged with Mr. Rayburn?
I know my mom waited a long time to tell me about Todd, but once she did, all she wanted was for me to accept him as my father, and I want to respect her wishes.
Then what's the deal with that will?
I don't know, but I don't trust it. I think Eli might have done something to it. I just don't know what exactly.
Do you think Ross is in on it?
I don't know. But even if he isn't, I want to stay with Todd.
Really? Because for a long time, all you talked about was how much you miss Ross.
Yeah, I know, but my whole family's here. If I did go back to Tahiti, I would really miss Blair and Star and Sam.
Jack?
Even Jack. But not as much as I'd miss you.
Duh.
Or Nate. You know, Landview really feels like my home now.
Good, because I want you to stay. And I know I give your dad a hard time, but it's because in the middle of all that craziness, I know there's a human being in there. Somewhere. I'm really glad you'll be staying with Todd.
Thus, we don't know that yet.
Of course we do. Greg is in there right now making it happen.
In my professional medical opinion, I believe Taya was lucid when she expressed her wishes.
Thank you, Dr. Evans. I'm calling a 30-minute recess, during which time I will review this case in light of the new testimony.
All rise.
Hey, thank you for telling the truth.
Hey, do not make this worse, Todd.
How'd it go in there?
Hey, you bastard. You go in there and tell the truth. I'll choke it out of you.
Leave my brother alone!
Come on.
Cut, Todd!
What are you doing? Let's just come here and tell the truth.
You're just gonna make things
Stand
worse.
up there
Stop
and-
it. Stop.
He got you, didn't he, huh? What's Rayburn giving you? What's he giving you to help take my kid away from me?
Come on. To Todd!
Hey,
Todd!
come on, come on.
Hey, come on. What's going on?
Stay away from my brother, freak show. What the hell? Why didn't you just kick Todd's butt just now? Look, Dani, I'm sorry, but forget what I said about there being a human being inside all that craziness. What the hell was his problem? He can't just go beating on my brother like that and get away with it.
Stay out of this, Des.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Wait a second. What just happened in there? Okay, I thought Todd brought you here to testify for him. Why was he wailing on you?
He did testify. He told the judge that Taya wanted you to go with Ross.
No way. You testified that Taya wanted Dani with Ross? But that's not true.
What's going on?
Honey, all I know is that if the judge needed a reason to see why Taya wanted you with me instead of Todd, she just got it.
Says the man who held me at gunpoint.
Come on, honey, let's sit down.
No, none of this makes any sense.
I know. It'll be over soon, though, okay?
You know what? Why don't I take her in?
No, we're fine. Thank you. Come on.
You want to come on down to the station? You can file a report against Manning.
No, I'm fine. It's over.
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Look, Destiny, I don't want you to worry, okay? Everything is going to be all right.
Greg, wait.
Look, Des, I really need to go. Okay? Todd took me away from a very important patient, and I need to go back and check on them.
Not until we have a little talk.
Honey, I don't blame Todd. If I were in his shoes, I wouldn't believe me either. But unfortunately, Dr. Evans was able to clear everything up. I mean, if anyone knew what your mother wanted before she passed on, it's him.
I guess.
And how about the way he went off on Dr. Evans? It had to scare you. It did me. The thought of you living with a guy like that, I mean, he's out of control, honey. He doesn't deserve you.
You gotta stop acting like a wild man. You're playing right into Ross's hands.
I just don't understand how Ross got Evans to lie. And you know he's lying, right? I mean, this is not what Taya wanted. You know that.
I know what Taya wanted. She told me.
Okay, so you're with me on this, right?
I am with you, right?
Look, I told you, Destiny, I have a patient waiting.
And I told you I need an answer. Were you telling the truth in there?
Look, I know Todd lost it, but he's just scared of losing me, just like you were in Seattle.
Yeah, but the difference is, I've learned my lesson. I've changed. He never will.
Either Taya didn't know what she was saying, or Greg was lying, and we both know what she wanted.
You have no doubts?
None.
All rise.
Be seated. Let me begin by saying that I've been informed about the violent outburst that happened outside my courtroom just now. You have run out of warnings. Now to the matter at hand. I've reviewed the new testimony, and I've made my decision.